Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome to a new delivery of this daily vlog series. In this video I wanted to talk a little bit more about something that I said yesterday, which is style and how you develop it when you are facing a new challenge and then you look for inspiration in other artists, and that's how your style basically like surges. And I didn't really go into deep yesterday because it wasn't the main topic of the video, or I didn't want it to make it the main focus of that video, but yesterday had something really funny happened. Every time that I talk about something in these videos, it's been happening to me that the next day or like hours later of finishing editing and finishing doing the voiceover and everything, I am faced with the challenges that I talk about in my videos. For example, burnout. I currently am feeling like I'm burning out really, and so I was just saying the other day that I needed to take small breaks before it became something worse or something more serious than just a burnout. And the same thing happened with this style thing, because yesterday I was saying that you develop it like on the back of your mind, if you want to say it that way, or you develop it without you really noticing it. And this morning I saw a new video of a channel that I found here on YouTube of art as well, and the artist that manages that channel has a very unique style, and I was really intrigued by it. I mean, I'm often just drawn to people who draw portraits and all of this stuff, but with her, even though she doesn't mainly do portraits, I found her work very interesting, and I wanted to like learn more how she did it and all of this stuff. And I found that I needed to change my own style a bit, because I feel like the last pieces that I've produced in watercolors have been mainly just portraits, but like in a study kind of way, not very like they don't have any kind of strong composition or any backstory behind them lately. And I wanted to fix that, because that's basically what made me go back to traditional media. Because in case you didn't know, I started art with digital stuff. I began painting in my computer when I was about, I don't know, maybe 14-15 years. I got my first Wacom tablet. I used to use that all the time and never going back to traditional media. I was very used to working with that medium, but then when I started like this whole idea of becoming a full-time artist, I decided that my work needed a bit more soul, because it was feeling way too plasticky for my taste in my digital pieces, because I felt like I was focusing too much in making the faces that I did look pretty instead of communicating something. And while I did enjoy the result that I was getting, at what point I realized that I didn't just want to communicate that with my art, I wanted to have a stronger reaction in people. That's what brought me back to traditional media, and lately I've realized that my work has started losing like this soulfulness again, and I feel like that's because I've been focusing so hard on trying to get things to look very realistic. I mean, that's why in the beginning my pieces were just, I tried to use only reds and blues, because I felt like that would be a nice way for me to not focus on rendering as realistic as possible, because when you have like normal skin tones and everything, you often can get lost in the process and just try and get everything as close to the reference photo as possible, and that started happening to me. I mean, I do like having likeness in my work with the photo reference that I'm using, but it shouldn't be about that all the time. And I also feel like the paintings that I've been producing lack story behind them, and in hopes of fixing that, what I will be doing right now is try and explore a more illustration kind of style, and I'm really excited about it. Sometimes I get discouraged because, I don't know, I feel like people don't often appreciate you as much if you are an artist when they see that you do semi-cartoony characters in comparison when you do more realistic ones. I feel like they think for some reason that one takes more effort than the other, and the truth is that they are both very different styles, and they both require a lot of skill, because not everybody can draw both things. I mean, if it were that easy, everybody would do it, right? It actually takes more effort than many people think that it takes, but even so, I'm really a person that likes getting the wow factor from his audience, like with friends and family and all of that. I like it better when they say like, wow, that's really interesting, did you paint it? Because maybe your family or relatives don't expect sometimes that you can do things like rendering realistic stuff, because they think that's harder, when in reality I feel like realism is one of the easiest things to do, because basically what you have to do is just copy the reference that you're drawing, or copying the whatever it is that you're trying to do, and try to replicate it as closely as possible. So I feel like it's not really as creatively challenging as an illustration could be, for example, because that you have to like come up with a concept, come up with the pose of a character and what he's doing and how he's interacting with everything and all of this stuff. And so I feel like sometimes illustrations can be even more challenging than realism. I do feel like realism helps when you're trying to start out as an artist, and I don't regret the fact that I've been spending so much time into perfecting it, because that way you can then forget about the technical aspect of things and focus on the story or the concept of your character that you want to develop. And that's because once you master the basics of drawing, like anatomy and getting everything right and proportions and composition and everything, then you don't really have to worry about those things anymore. And instead of, if you were to begin like with very great concepts and great ideas and great approaches to certain stuff or certain characters, but you don't have the technical skills to pull them through, then I feel like they won't have the same effect on people as they would if you were to have a more leveled up skill set in general. And so yeah, I feel like right now I'm at a place in my life, or in my creative career, if you can call it that, that I can finally take a break from trying to perfect realism and now try to go into more concept related things. And for this painting, for example, I came up with this character called Desire, which is a little kid which wants to take control over you. All of these Inktober drawings or ink drawings that you're going to be seeing are related to my Instagram stories, and so he's one of the characters that participates in there. And I decided that it would be interesting to put a heart in his hand because he's holding you tight and he's trying to take control over you. And I also gave him this very fancy looking coat because I think that it will fit nice with the description of the character. So yeah, now I'm trying to do more of this stuff, and I will also be implementing that in my bigger pieces. I just need to figure out what kind of style do I want to develop more, which is again hard because I mean, I'm used to drawing in a certain way, and to have to change my workflow is going to be challenging, but oh well, we'll have to see. So I guess that's all for this video, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up. All my social media is going to be linked down below as well, and I'll see you in the next one.